Welcome back to Salt Lake City, Utah, the capital of the Beehive State, as well as this edition of the RMAC Showcase. Caitlin Tuluono was a key contributor to the Griffins' NCAA tournament run on the basketball court last season, but the fact that she even got back onto the court was a victory in itself. The Westminster women's basketball team came oh so close to a conference title. A great season for Westminster as they end their year at 21-10. They will wait until tomorrow to see if they earn a berth in the national tournament. Again, coming in as the 6th seed in the region, 8 teams make that tournament. Finishing second in the conference tournament.
I think that it helps us this year because we know that being there last year, we know what we need to do to be better. We know what we need to do to get past the first round of the NCAA.
Over the final 2 games, Caitlin Tuluono made a name for herself around the conference, filling in for an injured starter and earning all tournament honors. Kicks it back out. Tuluono for the 3, knocked it down.
She's a warrior. She's a battler. We watched her play in her JC tournament finals, and we said, hey, we want this kid on our team.
But it was the experience of her teenage years that really set Caitlin up for success. An athlete her entire life, Caitlin and her family didn't think twice about a muscle pain when she was 12.
I had a back pain in my back, and so I was playing sports, so we assumed like, oh, you get your muscle strains or something like that, so we didn't really look too much into it. And then one day, well, actually my dad's birthday, I had woken up and I was numb from my waist down and I couldn't walk or anything. I was walking like a toddler, like trying to keep myself steady, but I couldn't feel anything. And so obviously my mom quickly rushed me to the hospital, and there they did a ton of tests and they ended up having me go to Primary Children's where I got an MRI.
The scan revealed a tumor on her spine, which resulted in Caitlin needing a year of chemo and radiation.
Felt a lot different, felt really weak, and that was something that I never really liked to be. I know that all the fluids going through me was just making me feel so drowsy. I wanted to be able to be active and to be playing outside with my siblings, but I just really had no energy, and it was different for me because I expected to be able to sit in a chair, for a couple hours a day, but they had it where I would have to stay in the hospital for days at a time, which was a lot different for me, especially because when you go and get chemo, you kind of want to be home and get home and just kind of lay in your own bed, and so it was hard to stay a couple days at a time.
Now Caitlin doesn't take anything for granted.
I had to relearn how to walk and relearn how to run, and so that was really frustrating. I have more of appreciation and better work ethic, I think. I know that when I'm not going as hard as I should be, that there's someone that's having chemo right now or that is too weak to even walk, that they would be so grateful to be doing what I was doing right now. So it gives me a different perspective because I want to be able to push myself hard.
And if the Griffins are to make it back to the NCAA tournament, Caitlin will likely be one of the big reasons why. On the men's side, Jake Connor has spent more than his share of time in the Westminster basketball gym, and it's not just due to his time actually wearing the purple and gold.
Grew up with a ball in my hand, and ever since I could walk, that was what I was doing, and that was the main component of my life.
Jake Connor enters his second and final season at Westminster after transferring from the University of Utah.
When he came and met with me, and we, hey, let's do this. And it was just kind of surreal to him because he's walking through the locker room and seeing the board with all the all-conference players over the past 15 years or whatever. And he was a ball boy, for heck's sakes. So it was it's pretty surreal for him, but great fit.
But Connor's time on the Westminster campus began way before he joined as a member of the men's basketball team.
My dad is the associate head coach at the University of Utah. Prior to his tenure up there, he was here coaching as the head coach for 12 seasons. He got the job when I was about 4 years old. Definitely bittersweet memories, definitely really, really good memories. It's one of the main reasons I ended up coming here, was all of those memories kicked right back in when I walked into this gym. I remember traveling on all the bus trips, taping my ankles during games when I was young because all the players were doing it.
Now, he's the top returning three-point shooter from last year's team and is looking to finish his college career on a high note.
He's our verbal leader, and so you can see the passion that he has and that he cares, and I think he'd care no matter where he was. But but you can see how much he cares about it, and he plays hard and he talks. So he almost insists they buy in.
Best of luck to all the RMAC basketball teams as they prepare for what I'm sure will be another great year around the conference. That brings us to halftime on this edition of the RMAC Showcase. When we come back, we're going to hit the slopes. Don't go anywhere.